Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make guacamole. What you're going to need to make this is tomatoes, avocados, onion, and lime. So what you're going to do first is start washing your vegetables and fruits. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to start doing the next part. Okay, so now what you do, sorry about that. Now what you do is you cut the avocados up with a knife. I'd recommend using a big knife. Yes, I know how to use this, so don't come at me. Also going to need a bowl as well, so to put the avocados in. And a cutting board. Well, I mean, really the bowl is to put the ingredients in, not just the avocados, but yeah. Something like this to cut on. So you just put it down. And one trick that I learned about limes is that the ones that are the softest are always the juiciest ones, and the ones that have bumps are dry ones that aren't as juicy. And another ingredient that you're going to need is cilantro and salt as well. And the avocado should be semi-soft so that you know it's ripe. But we're going to cut the avocados now. And so how you cut the avocados is you take a knife and you like that? Okay, wait. Hang on. So basically, once we're gonna start cutting the avocados now, because my dad just taught me how, because I didn't know before. So what you do is you go all the way down the middle, all the way until you feel the seed, and then you just start going around, and you don't move the knife, you only move the avocado, and keep feeling the seed until you meet the middle where you were before. And then once you've done that, an easy way to get it off is just twist it, and then it'll come off like that. And then an easy way to get the seed out is just stab it, and stab it and then twist it. Why isn't it working? Hang on. Stab it and then twist it, and then it should come out. And then save the seeds for, why can't I get it off?
No.
There. And then put the seeds into the bowl because it helps the guacamole not turn brown. So I will be back after I finish cutting all the avocados. Okay, so now that we've got all of the avocados done, now we're going to scrape the avocado into the bowl so you can start at the end like this. And if there's still stuff in there, that's cool because you can just eat it. So, okay, so now I'm going to put the rest of the avocados in and be done. So by the way, I just washed the spoon. We're going to continue putting the avocados in. Okay, so now that I've got all the avocados into the bowl, we're going to mash them with a fork at the end. And now we're going to start cutting up the tomatoes. Okay, so my dad just mashed the avocados for me because it was getting really hard. But now we're going to cut up the tomatoes. So once you cut, you're going to cut them into little wheels, kind of like this, and cut them into lines, like little strings. And then you're going to move them the other way, cut them in, and dice them into small little squares, and put them off to the side. And then you can drop them into the guacamole, well, the avocado, because it's not guacamole yet. So, once you've gotten all your tomatoes, just put them in there, and just keep cutting up the tomatoes like this. So we already cut one a little, and cut them like 1/2 inch. into little circles. Just like that. And I can't help it. And just like that. And then you can stack them, or you can just cut them normal and just cut them into lines. Well, yeah, just dice them. So once I finish dicing them, I'll come back. Okay, so we just put all of the tomatoes in, and now, isn't it time for the limes, or do we have to do onions?
We need to do onions.
Okay, so now we have to do onions. So we have the onion here. Do we peel it, or? So one trick that I learned is you cut the onion in half, and you don't cut it all the way down. You start from like up here, and then you go down from there. Well, I did that one wrong. Hang on. Wait.
Or you can put your finger on top right here, your index finger.
Okay.
Put pressure on.
So.
Watch your nails over there.
So we're going to just cut all the way down, just like that. Just like that. And then once you turn it, you dice it, right?
So you put the tip down first and then come down.
So you put the tip. And then once you get all of the onions into the bowl, it's time for the limes. Well, I keep getting the order wrong. Hang on. It's time for...
The lime is the last one.
Yeah. It's time for the cilantro, which is this.
Make it into a bunch.
So you just make it into a bunch, like this. Put it down, and then you cut it. Just like this. Okay, so I cut it up off camera, but now what you do is you just get this and you just bring it and put it into the bowl. And now it's time for the lime, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now it's time for the lime. So, what you do, if the lime is hard, what you do is you take the palm of your hand right here, and you just roll it like this. Just like that. I'm going to move the knife.
Pressure and squeeze.
And put some pressure on it. And then so when you squeeze it, it gets a bunch of juice out. Just like this. And we're just going to do 4 because we want only a little bit. But not like a little bit, but we want enough, but not too much flavor in there. Just a little bit. So we're just gonna keep rolling it until it is time for all of them to be done. And you can put as many as you want to your liking, but we're only going to be putting 4. So once you cut up all your limes like this in half, you can get some salt and put as much to your liking. I'm gonna put 2 sprinkles of it, or maybe 3. That's it. And then you can get as much pepper to your liking. And that's all I'm gonna do. And then if you want, we're just making normal guacamole, but if you want to add, make it spicy or anything, you can grill a jalapeno, or you can grill some corn in there and put it in there, and that'll make it like a different flavor for you. And then now that we've done that, we're just going to squeeze the limes into the bowl, because that's going to get it all out. And we're just going to keep squeezing all of them, and then once we're done squeezing all of them, we can just mix it all together and it'll be guacamole. So I'll be back. But before I come back, remember you can use a fork to squeeze out the lime if there's any more juice. So I'll be back. So now that we have our tomatoes, we have our cilantro, we have our onions, and we have our lime, and we have our avocados in there, we can mix it.
mixing it.
So
You possibly as you're saying it.
yeah.
Okay, mix it. Stop touching your face too. You're not supposed to touch your face when you're cooking.
I know.
Because you've been doing this twice already.
Dad, it's recording. Yeah. Whatever. So now we can mix it all together, and you can just scoop it in like that, and just keep scooping it around. And it's okay because the seeds should still be in there. Don't take out the seeds unless you're like mixing or squishing the avocados before you add any of the stuff in. Don't take out the seeds. Well, yeah, just don't take out the seeds. The seeds should still be in there so that you can keep it from getting brown. So now that I've finished mixing everything in, there, I'm going to taste it just to see how it tastes, and if I like it, I can keep it. But if I want to add more salt, more pepper, more lime, or more tomatoes or anything, we can do it. That's why we're tasting it. I think it tastes pretty good, but I'm gonna have my brother taste it and see how what he thinks. Lucas! Come here! Alright, come taste this and tell me how you think. Is it good?
Yeah, I want more.
You can have more in a minute.
No.
So I think I'm going to add a little bit more lime. Can I add a little bit more? Okay, so if you're wondering how to do it with the fork, all you do is you just stick it in the middle and you just twist the fork around.
That's
and
a new
all
word in your land?
the
Did you
juice
learn that?
will come out. And then we can just mix it and see how it tastes.
I know what you want to catch me.
Okay, please stop, Lucas. Please. And then once that is done, we're going to taste it now. And now, I think it tastes good. And that is how you make guacamole. Okay, so now our guacamole is all done, and it's all done, but now we're going to decide how we want to seal it. So me and my dad are going to be sealing it with saran wrap. So what you do when you do it is you're going to just put your thumb here and pound it on the table like this to make it flat, just like that. And it gets the air out as well, so that it doesn't turn brown. And then you take the saran wrap and you push it down so that it touches the guacamole, because we want one layer to have the guacamole all the way down, all the way around, everywhere it should touch, just like this. And now it shouldn't have any bubbles. You should just make it go all the way down, no air gets in, and it should look like this. Once you do that, and then you're going to take the second saran wrap and put it on the top of it so that no air gets in at all. And be careful and have someone else rip the plastic for you unless you're capable of doing it yourself, because sometimes it takes really long and you can cut yourself as well while doing it. And once you do that, it should look like this. So plastic on the top and plastic on the inside as well. And that prevents it from going brown as well. So that is how we made our guacamole and how to seal it. And now what we're going to do is put it in the fridge. And now we are just putting it into the fridge. And now it's in the fridge.
Thank you
guys so much for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe and comment down below if you did the same recipe, or tell us if you put spicy stuff in it.